Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to be focusing on creating an income stream other than your job. And this video has been presented by Home Business Money Ideas. Now, as a team at Home Business Money Ideas, we focus on strategies that other home businesses who are successful follow. How do they market their products or services offline as well as online? And at the end of the day, how do they network with people locally? And then when they build their business to a global business, how do they market themselves or network with people internationally? For more tips and ideas, please feel free to visit our blog at Home Business Money Ideas and do subscribe to our email newsletters, which we send out every fortnight. So today's chapter, we focus on what is wealth and freedom. What are the three ways to increase your wealth assets, even if you do not have a wealth asset at the moment, and the viability of starting a home business. So what is wealth and freedom? It is a combination of time and money. You can't have just one of them, because if you have a lot of time and you don't have a lot of money, pretty much you're going to be unhappy. But if you have a lot of money and less time, again you're going to be unhappy at a point in your life, because you might not have that time to spend by yourself. You might not have the time to be able to give to your friends and family members and the people you care. Or you might not be taking care of your health. Who knows? So the secret to wealth and freedom is having both time and money. Recently, when I went to a library, I saw this matrix on the whiteboard that they had put forth to teach smaller children, which is to be financially free, you need to have time and money. So it's a good quadrant because it allows you to focus and see where you're at the moment in your current life and how do you get to being financially free. So the first quadrant, which is on the left the higher end of the quadrant, you have low income, but they have a lot of time. And these are people who are retired or might be on the social benefit or might be having a part-time job or could be unemployed. Then you have people who have low income and very little time, and that's the lower left quadrant. And these are people who have multiple jobs, or there is one person within the family who's working because the other person has chosen to actually look after someone who might be unwell or looking after the kids. Or you can be underpaid in this quadrant. So it totally depends if you're in this quadrant as well. Then you have on the right hand side the lower quadrant, which is your high income, but they have very little or no time. And these are professionals and consultants, such as your doctors, your lawyers, your dentists, your chiropractors. They're very successful individuals from a financial perspective, but they really do not have the time. Then you have small business owners who have very successful businesses, but they need to be on the floor doing the day-to-day activities with their staff members. They can't afford to take leave and go for holidays or just take a break to be able to spend time with their friends and family, because they have to be there to make that business take over. Or there are people who are very career focused, like your CEOs, your CIOs, your presidents, your vice presidents. They are very successful individuals running large corporations, but they don't have the time to be able to enjoy that success. And then, of course, the most ideal quadrant is having a high income and having a lot of time. And any individual who wants to be in that quadrant can be there, but it all depends on how you create your plan. So to be financially free, the first thing you need to understand is that you need to have capital to be able to play the game. And to be free, your daily income should come from your capital investment. What I mean by this is, if you have $100 and you invest that $100, you need to live off the interest of that $100. So in that way, you're making that $100 work for you. How do you do this? Especially when you're having a full-time job and you don't really have the time to investigate and research, or you have multiple jobs and you really don't have the time to be able to build this wealth creation model or a secure lifestyle. Anyone who has been successful, who is financially free, will tell you. And if you read books of Sir Richard Branson, if you read something about Microsoft or Bill Gates, if you read something about Google or the guys from Google, or if you read about Tony Robbins, it's all about making that switch. The first thing you need to do is you need to have some kind of an income. Then from that income, you need to create a security buffer. Then you need to create a wealth creation model. And at the same time, you need to make that switch in your mind that you are going to be rich. You are going to think like the rich. You're going to be acting like the rich, and you're going to surround yourself around successful individuals. I mean, it's very easy to say, but very difficult to actually implement. So how do you go about it? The only way you can do this is either you own a business, or you get into the property market, or you get into the share market. But of course, with all these three options, you do have your pros and cons. Which is the right one for you? That is the choice that you need to make. These are some of the hard questions you need to ask yourself when you're running a home business. The first thing is, are you a risk taker? Can you support your family while taking that risk? Do you have a support system? Do you have an exceptionally good service or product? How are you going to differentiate yourself from your competition? What is the profit that you're going to expect from the first year? Because many small businesses, they start off as a small business thinking they're going to grow in the next 5 years, and then they close down because they can't sustain themselves, because they're making a loss each year. You need to have a plan in place of how you're going to make that profit from day one or from the first year. You've got to be prepared that it's going to be a lot of hours that you're going to be putting in, and you're going to be putting in your own money, or you're going to be borrowing money to be able to actually do this. So you've got to be able to take that risk. You need to be able to take that responsibility. And are you prepared for it? And at the end of the day, do you have any background to run your business successfully? Do you have any support from your family or from your friends to be there for you when the times are tough? And at the end of the day, do you know anyone who can guide you through this journey? Because there's no point trying to do this all by yourself and reinventing the wheel. There are other people who have done it and are successful. Then, of course, you have the property investment market, and of course, the share market is similar. You need to be able to take risks. You need to be able to have short and long-term goals within the property market. You need to know what type of property to buy. You need to be able to be willing to borrow huge amounts of money and at the same time repay the sums of money that you're borrowing. Sometimes it can be a wrong decision that you make. You need to be able to sustain that decision and be able to pay back. And of course, there are different other questions that you can ask. These slides will be available at Home Business Money Ideas so that you can go through this in detail. And the same questions are for the stock market, just like the property market. So I won't go through this slide again. Now, if you have gone through these three options, that's running your own business, the property investment market, and the share market, and you feel that these are not for you, you do have another option, and that is being a network marketer. Yes, a lot of people will run away from the word network marketing, but at the end of the day, you need to ask yourself the question, do you want to create a wealth asset, and do you have the capital, the strength to be able to pull this by yourself? Because if you don't, there is another option, which is the low risk option, where you have a very minimal investment that you do, but you have to trade your time. You need to put in a lot of time and a lot of effort to be able to build this business. And there are very successful people who are doing this. I mean, if you look at the real estate market, there are lots of real estate agents who will go and be successful. There are a lot of life insurance brokers who are actual individuals who will sell huge amounts of life insurance of a different company. And you have a lot of MLM marketers, that's multi-level marketing, where they will sell a multi-level marketing product and still be able to build a wealth creation model. It's totally in the way you think, the way you actually perceive things. And when you get into this market, a lot of people will criticize you and give you all the negative aspects of network marketing. But the choice is totally up to you. Can you run your home business and be successful? Can you get into the property market or the share market? Or do you want to go with a safer option to learn how to run a business, create a wealth model, and then go to create different other investments in creating your own business or getting into the property market or the share market? So at the end of the day, which quadrant are you going to go in for? Are you going to start your own business? Are you going to invest in properties? Are you going to get into the stock market or share trading? Or are you going to market someone else's products? If this video has been useful to you, please do help us spread the word around. You can either visit us on our YouTube channel or on our Twitter channel, or subscribe to our RSS feeds via RSS or email.